Welcome to this instructional video for CalRecycle's Recycling and Disposal Reporting System. In this video, we will go through the process of submitting a quarterly report for a transfer processor. This video assumes that you already have a web pass and have registered an organization/site with at least one transfer processing reporting entity activity. If you do not yet have a CalRecycle web pass, please see our other tutorial videos on how to register in RDRS. In this video, we will use round, easy-to-remember numbers for the sake of clarity and in order to demonstrate all the features of the system. This video should not be construed as representing a realistic scenario. From the organization page, select the transfer processor that will be reporting. Then click Quarterly Reports on the left navigation pane. On this page, you can create a new quarterly report and view previous or in-progress reports. We are going to create a new quarterly report for Quarter 3, 2019. Click Add Report. Now you will indicate for which reporting entity on the site you are reporting. This option is necessary because some sites have more than one reporting entity needing to report quarterly. Under Reporting Period, select the applicable reporting period. If this activity is exempt from reporting for this quarter, select an applicable exemption reason. Generally speaking, transfer processing facilities and operations are responsible for reporting quarterly using RDRS if they transfer or process 100 tons or more of reportable material per quarter and have a solid waste facilities permit. Those facilities that exclusively transfer or process CDI have a quarterly reporting threshold of 2,500 tons. For this example, we'll choose I am required to report this quarter and click Save. We are now brought to a new quarterly report. We can verify the report you are working on by looking at the organization/site information box in which the reporting entity activity name, reporting period, and quarterly report status fields are displayed. Please read the instructions and change or update any contact information that may be incorrect. Also, we would appreciate if you would take our survey on your reporting experience once you have completed your report. There will be an option to access the survey at the end of the report as well. Notice the various tabs at the top. As a best practice, we will move through these tabs sequentially from left to right to complete the report. Click on the Inflows tab. On the Inflows tab, you will report on material you received. Transfer processors do not report on tons of inbound recyclables, but do report on inflows of solid waste, green material for potential beneficial reuse, non-green material for potential beneficial reuse, disaster debris, and designated waste. You will also need to answer some methodology questions related to methods used to determine tons accepted at your facility. You can do this in whichever order you'd like as long as you stay on this tab. For this example, we will answer methodology questions first. Click Edit. Read each option and choose all that apply to the operation at the facility. For this example, the method used to determine tons received is to track material weight using certified scales. Once you are done, click Save. Below the Methods box are additional tables for the inflow streams. If another transfer processor has reported sending material to your facility in RDRS, that tonnage will show up in the first table labeled Material Accepted at Your Facility from Transfer Processors that reported in RDRS. No data is accepted into your report by default. Even if the tonnages are correct, you must assign a disposition to each item, accepted, modified, or rejected. If another transfer processor submitted their report after you have already opened yours, you can click the Refresh Tonnages Reported by Transfer Processors button, and the system will check to see if there is anything newly reported. Transfer processors that regularly receive material from other transfer processors are encouraged to request the upstream transfer processor to submit their reports early so that the receiving transfer processing facility will only have to click Accept in their report. For this example, Apple Transfer reported sending our facility 1,000 tons of solid waste. We can click Accept to accept all tons reported. We can also reject the incoming tons by clicking Reject. We can click Edit to change the amount that you are accepting. Here we will change the amount to 1,095 tons. Click Save, in which case the tons will appear as modified. Once you have modified a record, you can reject all the tonnage by editing the amount down to 0. For this example, we will accept all the tonnage sent by Apple Transfer by editing the amount to be the same as the column Tons Sent to You. The next table, labeled Material Accepted from Transfer Processors Who Are Not Listed Above, is where you will enter material received from transfer processors that, for whatever reason, did not report sending tonnage to your facility in RDRS. If you have records of material coming from another transfer processor that does not show up in the first table, you will enter it here. You are not responsible for providing the jurisdiction of origin for tons received from other transfer processors. Provide the total aggregated tons of each stream received from each transfer processor not listed in the first table. Click Add Inflow. This will take you to a new screen where you will provide the facility name and total aggregated tons of each stream received. For this example, Hill Transfer sent 1,000 tons of solid waste for disposal. They also sent 50 tons of designated waste. Click Save. We are now back on the main inflow page. As you can see, as we add inflow streams, the summary continues to update the total tons accepted. We will now scroll down to the third table on the Inflows tab. In the third table, you will list the total aggregated tons of each stream you received from direct haul, meaning anyone who isn't another transfer processor. Also include any processing residuals in this total. Click Add Inflow. For this example, our facility accepted 2,000 tons of solid waste for disposal and generated 100 tons of processing residuals. So our total of solid waste for disposal will be 2,100 tons. We also received designated waste for disposal. Click Add Inflow again. Choose Designated Waste, a total of 100 tons. We also received non-green material for beneficial reuse. Click Add Inflow and choose non-green material for beneficial reuse. This material must be added by material type. Click Next. This is the non-green material for beneficial reuse screen within the Inflows tab. For this example, we will accept 1,000 tons of processed construction and demolition wastes. To filter the material type list, click the drop-down arrow in the material column and type Beneficial into the search bar. This will filter the list for materials approved for beneficial reuse. Select the appropriate material type, add the tons, and click Save. You will see the summary update with the total tons accepted. You can add additional non-green beneficial reuse material types by clicking Add Material, or you can edit and delete each item you've added in line. We've added all of our non-green material for this example. Now click Back. This takes you back to the main Inflows tab. You can see that our tons accepted summary has updated. We can scroll down through all the inflows and edit them in line, or for non-green material for beneficial reuse, we click Select to edit. We have finished adding inflows for this example. Move to the next tab. On the Outflows tab, you will report the tons of materials leaving your facility and sent to other reporting entities or end users. Before we start entering outflow data, we need to select the methods employed and the outflow streams. Click Edit. Read each option and select all the applicable methods used to determine tons sent and jurisdiction of origin for hauled material. Select the applicable outflow streams. For this example, the methods used to determine tons sent are track material weight using my own certified scales and use material-specific volume to weight conversion factors to estimate tons. The method used to determine jurisdiction of origin will be ask jurisdiction of origin at the gate at the time of delivery for each hauler/person bringing materials. And the outflow streams will be recycling composting, solid waste for disposal, designated waste for disposal, and non-green material for potential beneficial reuse. Once you are done, click Save. Now you will see additional tables for the outflow streams you chose. Click the Add button above each outflow table to enter information. Our first outflow stream will be recycling composting. Click the Add Recycling Composting Outflow button. If you have questions about a particular screen, you can click the gray circles with question marks for more information. If the facility that you are sending material to is not listed, click the Facility Not Listed box and complete the facility and contact information manually. Since our facility is listed, we will unclick the box. You can add a facility not listed for any of the outflow streams you chose. For this example, the destination will be in California to the facility named Wendwater Recycling. The material will be shredded mixed paper. A total of 20 tons. Click Save. This is the outflow details page. It summarizes the materials sent to this specific destination for this outflow. You can report sending additional materials to this destination by clicking the Add Material button and following the steps outlined previously. Click the Back button to go to the Main Outflows tab. Continue to the next table. Click the Add Solid Waste for Disposal Outflow button. For this example, the destination will be in California to cherry transfer. A total of 2,100 tons. Click Save. Here we are again at the Outflow Details page that summarizes the saved outflows to this destination. Click the Back button to go to the Main Outflows tab. The table at the right is the outflow summary. We can see that of the 4,100 tons of solid waste that we have reported as inflow, 2,100 has been accounted for as outflow. It is understood that inflow and outflow will not always be equal in any given quarter. This summary is given to allow for comparison to your own records and to refer to as you complete the quarterly report. We will now add another solid waste for disposal outflow. Click Add Solid Waste for Disposal Outflow. For this example, we will send solid waste out of state to Dry Creek Landfill in Oregon. A total of 2,000 tons. Click Save. This notification will appear whenever you add more than one solid waste outflow destination. If you are working through the tabs sequentially, then this notification doesn't affect you. However, if you come back and change any outflows after you have edited allocations, then this warns you that all allocations will be reset and you will have to redo your allocations. Go ahead and click Yes. Click back to go to the Main Outflow tab. Continue to the next table. Click the Add Designated Waste for Disposal button. For this example, the facility will be in California. The receiving facility is Cornucopia Landfill. A total of 50 tons. Click Save. Click the Back button to go to the Main Outflows tab. Continue to the next table. Click the Add Non-Green Material for Potential Beneficial Reuse Outflow button. For this example, the receiving facility is, again, Cornucopia Landfill. After clicking on the drop-down menu in the Material Type field, type Beneficial and the list will filter for materials approved for beneficial reuse. Choose the material type Process, Construction, and Demolition Wastes and Materials, since that is the material that was accepted as an inflow. A total of 1,000 tons was sent. Click Save. Click the Back button to go to the Main Outflows tab. On the main Outflows tab, you can add another outflow stream with a different destination to any of these tables by clicking the Add button, and you can edit any existing outflow by clicking Select next to the organization/site you want to edit. We are done adding outflow streams. Click on the Disposal Allocations tab. On this tab, we indicate the proportion of direct hauled solid waste versus solid waste accepted from other transfer processors sent to each destination solid waste facility. There is a helpful summary of the inflows and outflows that you have reported available at the bottom of this screen. Let's scroll down to view it. For this example, we will reallocate all waste that was received from Apple Transfer and Hill Transfer and send it to Cherry Transfer. To do this, we click Edit next to the record for Apple Transfer under Sent to Dry Creek Landfill, and type 0 for either the actual percentage or actual tons, and click Save. Do the same for Hill Transfer. Now click Edit next to Apple Transfer under Sent to Cherry Transfer and type 1,000 in the actual tons column. This is the total inflow we reported receiving from Apple Transfer. Click Edit next to Hill Transfer. Type 1,000 tons, since this is the total inflow we reported receiving from Hill Transfer. Now all of the waste received from Apple Transfer and Hill Transfer have been sent to Cherry Transfer. The actual percentage for each receiving facility must equal 100%. Recall that we also reported 100 tons of processing residuals, which will also go to Cherry Transfer. The processing residuals was reported as part of the 2,100 tons of direct haul material, so we will allocate 100 tons of the direct haul material to Cherry Transfer. Click Edit next to the record for direct haul under Sent to Cherry Transfer. We will change the actual tons to be 100 and click Save. Click Edit next to the record for direct haul under Sent to Dry Creek Landfill and change the actual tons to be 2,000, which is the remaining direct haul material. Click Save. In our example, all records were modified. If any records are left unmodified, click Accept next to those records. Now the actual percentage for each receiving facility equals 100%. Since we changed the default allocation, we will need to provide reasons for these changes. Scroll up to the summary box and click Edit. Read the options and select all that apply. For this example, we will check I track loads from transfer processors as they are processed separately from tracking direct haul. Click Save. This tab is now completed. Move to the next tab. The Green Material Allocations tab serves the same function as the Disposal Allocations tab and operates the same. Since we do not have green material for potential beneficial reuse outflows, we will move to the next tab. This is the Disposal Origins tab. On this screen, you will enter the jurisdiction of origin for all direct hauled solid waste. Recall that we don't need to identify the jurisdiction of origin for solid waste accepted from other transfer processors because that's been passed through the report from the upstream transfer processors report. There is a summary of the total direct hauled disposal inflow above the box labeled Direct Hauled Disposal Origins Accepted. We have 2,100 tons for which to identify the jurisdiction of origin. Scroll down to the box titled Direct Hauled Disposal Origins Accepted and click Add Jurisdiction. Click the drop-down arrow in the Jurisdiction of Origin column and begin typing the name of the jurisdiction. The field will filter for what you type. We will begin with Chico. Click on Chico when it appears in the drop-down menu and move to the Tons Accepted column and type 500 tons in the field. Click Save. Continue adding jurisdictions of origin by clicking Add Jurisdiction. For this example, we will add the jurisdiction of Etna, receiving 500 tons. To report material from the unincorporated portion of a county, type the county name, type a hyphen with no space after the county name, and begin typing unincorporated. For this example, we will use placer unincorporated and 500 tons. Click Save after each entry. We will also accept tons from tribal land. Click Add Jurisdiction, move to the column called Tribal Land, and click the down arrow in the field. Choose Auburn as the tribal land of origin and input 500 tons. Click Save. Recall that direct hauled inflows also include processing residuals. Processing residuals are assigned to the host jurisdiction of the processing facility. To add host-assigned tons, click the Add Host-Assigned Waste button. The host jurisdiction will be automatically populated. Just add the total tons accepted, 100, and click Save. You can edit any of these origins by clicking the Edit button for the origin you wish to edit. Once you have finished adding jurisdictions, the system will review our entries. Scroll down and click the Review Origins Sent button. On this screen, the destination facility for each jurisdiction can be modified. This can be complex and should not be a commonly used function. However, some facilities may be required to only send material from certain jurisdictions to certain facilities. We will demonstrate this function with the 100 tons of host-assigned processing residuals that, you will recall, are part of the aggregated direct haul material. We will send the residuals to Cherry Transfer with the rest of the direct haul material going to Dry Creek Landfill. Click View Edit Destination next to the host-assigned jurisdictions. Make edits so that all the host-assigned waste is sent to Cherry Transfer. Click Edit next to the entry for Cherry Transfer and change the tons sent to 100. Click Save. Now click Edit next to the entry for Dry Creek Landfill and change the tons to 0. Click Save. Click back to return to the Review Disposal Origins screen. Now we will have to edit the rest of our origins to reflect their destination as Dry Creek Landfill. Click View Edit Destination next to the tribal origin of Auburn. Click Edit next to Cherry Transfer and type 0 in the tons sent field. Click Save. Click Edit next to Dry Creek Landfill and type 500 into the tons sent field. Click Save. We have finished the edits for Auburn Tribal Origin. Click back to go to the Review Disposal Origin screen. We will do this for the rest of the jurisdictions. Click View Edit Destination next to Chico. Click Edit next to Cherry Transfer and type 0 in the tons sent field. Click Save. Click Edit next to Dry Creek Landfill and type 500 into the tons sent field. Click Save. We have finished the edits for the Chico origin. Click back to go to the Review Disposal Origin screen. Click View Edit Destination next to the Etna jurisdiction. Click Edit next to Cherry Transfer and type 0 in the tons sent field. Click Save. Click Edit next to Dry Creek Landfill and type 500 into the tons sent field. Click Save. We have finished the edits for the Etna origin. Click back to go to the Review Disposal Origins screen. Click View Edit Destination next to the Placer unincorporated origin. Click Edit next to Cherry Transfer and type 0 in the tons sent field. Click Save. Click Edit next to Dry Creek Landfill and type 500 into the tons sent field. Click Save. We have finished the edits for the Placer unincorporated origin. Click back to go to the Review Disposal Origins screen. We have finished making modifications to the jurisdiction of origin. To complete the process, click the Accept All button. Click the back button to go to the main Disposal Origins tab. Because we included host-assigned waste, a new box has appeared in which we must describe the types of unallocated incoming tons. Scroll down and click on the Edit button. On the left-hand side of this screen, the total number of host-assigned tons is shown. The numbers input must equal the total. If there are no tons, type 0. For this example, 100 tons were assigned due to no origin information. These are our processing residuals. Type zeros for the rest of the fields. Click Save. We are now done with this tab. Continue to the Green Material Origins tab. You will need to enter data for this tab if you chose a green material outflow. The process is the same as the Disposal Origins tab. For this example, we do not have a green material outflow. Continue to the Source Sectors tab. On this tab, you will allocate the source sectors to your outflow material. Before we allocate, we need to declare the method used to determine source sector. Click Edit and select the methodology used. For this example, we will assign source sector based on billing records. Click Save. You can enter the source sector allocations as tons or percent. The total for all source sectors must equal 100%. For illustrative purposes, we will enter sector allocations that do not equal 100%. For this example, we will assign 41% to commercial, 33% to residential, and 0 for self-haul. Click Edit next to commercial. Type 41% and click Save. Click Edit next to residential. Type 33% and click Save. Once you are done, continue to the Documents tab. This is the Documents tab. If you are required to submit any substantiating documents, you will do so here by browsing your computer and uploading your document. Continue to the Review and Submit tab. This is the Review and Submit tab. Here you will find a summary of the data you provided in the quarterly report. Notice the table labeled Flags. Once you request the RDRS system to review your quarterly report, any issues with the data you entered will be shown here. We are all ready to have the system review our data. Scroll up and click Review. A prompt will come up. Click Review on the prompt. The review process is complete. Let's check to see if we have any flags. As expected, a correction required flag was generated indicating that the source sector does not equal 100%. There are 3 types of flags that may be generated during a review: correction required, verification required, and informational. If a correction required flag is generated, you will not be able to submit your report until the issue is corrected. A verification required flag indicates that some of your inputs look irregular but could still be correct. You must double check your inputs and either make a correction or verify that it is indeed correct before you can submit your report. You should read the informational flags, but they will not stop you from submitting your report. The correction required flag must be addressed before the report can be submitted. Click on the highlighted link in the source column, which will take you to the tab that needs attention. Click on Source Sectors. Click Edit for the self-haul line item. Change the percentage to 26 and click Save. Return to the Review and Submit tab. Go through the review process again by clicking Review. Click Review. The issues have been corrected. The flag has been closed and there are no more flags to attend to. You can see that the Submit button has now appeared. You can now submit your report. Click Submit. A prompt will ask you to confirm that your data is true and correct to the best of your knowledge. Once you have read it, click the Submit button. Once you click the Submit button, a pop-up box will appear to ask you to please take our voluntary anonymous survey. We would greatly appreciate your participation. Click Survey link if you would like to proceed with the survey, otherwise click Close. This concludes the process of submitting a quarterly report for a transfer processor. You can revise your data by clicking the Revise Report button. Each revision will be logged by the system. Thank you for viewing this instructional video for CalRecycle's recycling and disposal reporting system. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions for how to improve this system or the training materials, please send us an email to rdrs@calrecycle.ca.gov.